Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian indices, and starting with the Australian market, the ASX 200. The Elliott Wave count, I have a couple of counts here, and that's okay, and we just need to work through them. So in a nutshell here, from the weekly chart, wave 4 here, we're looking for 5 waves to the upside, which we can have in place already, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. And if that's the case, we'll see 5 waves down through to here, and then we'll see 3 waves back up for wave 2, and then we'll see wave 3 down here, and 4 and 5 into a bigger pattern, which I won't go into at the moment. We won't know that until we get to this, till we get 5 waves down here, and then we'll look for those 3 waves back up. But at the same time, the wave 4 here, we can count this as 1 and 2 here, and then we can count this as wave 3 here, and then we'll look at this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave in 5 waves here to make wave, instead of having wave 4 here, it will be over here. So we still need those 5 waves down here. Currently we've got 3 waves down, so we still need to get the 5 waves down, and then we'll need to see a move up through here. In both cases here, we'll see, it won't be easy to work this out in the first instance, but we'll certainly be trading long through all of this here. But there will come a time that we'll need to be cautious, and we may be able to pick up the answer of this situation here in stocks or other indices at that stage. Okay, the other count here too, which we can't leave out just yet, but having wave 3 here, wave 4 here, then wave 1 here, and wave 2 here, which would sit right under this low here as an A and a B and a C wave here. So we could say that on the, if I go to the daily chart with that particular count, if we looked at this as an A and a B and a C here, then we'd need to see a move up from this point here. Would need, as I've got this as 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here, that's okay, but we would need to see that high get taken out here. So just to square things up a little bit, if this was an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here, then we really want to see support now on 6,000 here, and then we would look at going long from that point. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that today, but that's getting to a point here where we'll rule it out. Our main count though is really looking down from wave B here down to wave C here at this stage here. And this would be wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then wave 5 down here for wave C. So in this case here, we can go to the 4-hour chart and look at that wave 4. So we know that wave 4 is roughly pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or 38.2% from wave 2 here down to wave 3. So we've got our 38.2% in here. So we were looking at this move from wave 4 here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave. So if that's the case, then we can expect this market to move down lower from this point now. So I can just remove that, remove these, so we can see that we've got a nice turn in the market here. The market may come up and retest the 6,000 here, so we need to be a little bit mindful of that. Let's just go into the hourly chart here. I don't think that's the case. What I was doing here, if you remember, we were looking at wave A here, then wave B, and well, yeah, this was a little bit tricky in here, but I was looking at this wave B sitting here and looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then extension in the 5 here, but it looks like a third wave here, so just need to be a little bit careful of this being an A and a B and a C wave here. So really, if we were looking to go long here for any particular reason, we'd probably have to get, well, normally I would go to this high here, then I'd bring it down to this high, but then I kind of look into here as well. So we could probably look at it about there, but we would expect this market to move lower, and in moving lower, then we can copy that, we can put that under here, because what will happen here, I mean, if it happens, then normally the normal process is it would eventually break through, come back and retest that number, and then move down lower through here. So that's where we can pick that thread up, and obviously would be looking for, there'll be a bounce off the 5.8 here because of the support that can come back and check again. I need to get the wave count on that, and then down from that point there. So the other important point here to understand, as always, is just the 50-60% retracement levels. So that support may come in a little bit early here, so 50-60%, so we can put that in there. That will help that a little bit. So we can expect support. You can expect support in this particular zone here. So just after you got short here, you're going to be sitting here. So a bit of a rock and a hard place really, but yeah, you can certainly expect support to come in on that space here. Yeah, and like I said, we don't have 5 waves down yet, so this could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here as a corrective move for this. So it may be that this is wave 1 here, and an A and a B and a C for wave 2, and then that would make this, copy that, wave 3 here, and then it would make this as wave 4 here, and then we would have wave 5 up here, having one more high up here. So we just need to be a little bit mindful of that. So if I just dull these out here, but they are important as a count. They're not really in line with other markets as such. So we'll see how we go there, but your telling sign will be seeing this as the resistance here, the 5.9 as a trader, and then looking to break new lows here. That will be the short trade on that side. Okay, over to China. So this is the A1, this is the A50 stock index here. Most people use the comp, but I'm on IG index, and we need to be IG markets. We need to, trade it. So one of the things here is that there's a lack of data. That's pretty much all the data I've got for this here. So it makes it a little bit tricky. So I'm just going to use the trading levels charting program for a moment. It's just got more data in it. I just buy the data from Just Data in Queensland. And this is the comp here, the Shanghai comp. So you can see that we've got this sharp move down through here, right? So coming to 208, and then we've got this here. So to me, this here is in 3 waves, as an A and a B and a C wave here. So it's corrective. We may also get an A and a B and a C wave here as well. Or we could get 5 waves down, bring us way back down into this space here, in terms of wave 1 and 2 here, and coming down again. But I think that, this pattern here, where it moves up here, right, and then it comes down in this space here, then this is the same pattern, just a recurring pattern. So this move up here would be in relationship to this one here, and of course this move down here would be this one here, and this move up here, in here. So really this move down through here is really this one here. So this one here came back down to, well, close to its previous lows here. So we can expect this one here to come down to its previous lows. It may even break that there as well here. I've counted this here as an A wave here, a B wave here, and looking for a C wave down through to here. Now, I'm counting 5 waves down in this particular instance here. So I'll get into that in a moment on the other chart, but it's quite likely that we've got, at this stage, we'll be looking for, basically 5 waves down might just go to the other chart. I think it's a bit easier. Sorry. So what we've got here is we've got this B wave high up here, and we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave. Then back up for the fourth wave here, which will be, this will move down into here, make new lows below here, some sort of ABC for wave 4 here, a bit like an A and a B and a C here for this wave 4, and then wave 5 down through here somewhere. So when it gets down here, that could actually be the bottom of it, but looking in the bigger picture back over there, it's probably not. So in this instance here, we'll see an A and a B and a C coming back up 50-60% or something of that nature, and then the likelihood is back down here again as well from that point. Okay, so that's the sort of bigger pattern that we're chasing, well, not chasing, just sort of looking at here within this. So yeah, so on the day, it's a daily chart, so on the 4-hour chart here, we've got this wave 4 here, and we're counting 5 waves down here. So my best bet is, I have altered this a little bit, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and coming down for 5 here, which I've got that. I'm not dyslexic, I'm just lazy to focus. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I'm a bit skeptical about this because wave 4 overlaps wave 1, and it shouldn't really do that in a wave 3. So yeah, but still looking for this to come down to this point, then come back and retest the 11,000 again, and then move lower from that point. Okay, and then have this ABC for wave 4 up here. The 38.2% retracement level will be around here, but the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree will be higher. So we'll just have to manage this, see how this unfolds anyway. We'll just count the waves, which is more important in most cases. Getting the 38.2% retracement level, 40%. I mean, wave 4s can retrace to 50% quite easily as well, or fall short of the 38.2% or 38%. So more important to count the actual structure, but we'll get to that. But yeah, that's how that looks. And I've dragged Hong Kong into the same pattern to the downside as well, in terms of 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2, and all the way down for 3 and 4, and coming down into 5 here, then 4 and then 5. So I don't know about the 1 and the 2 yet. Do you know? We'll just track that up here. But looking at that bigger picture that I showed you on the Shanghai comp, then, you know, so China is really, I mean, it's an old country, of course, but it's a new market into the West. And when new markets are released, like penny stocks or Bitcoin or gold, when it got released in the 70s, they just got reoccurring patterns. They spike up and then they crash, and they spike up and then they crash and spike. And that's basically the building blocks and the building process that new markets take. So quite happy to see China move, not happy to see it move down, of course, but it's understandable that it would. Okay, over to the Nikkei, I think, Japan here. So with the Nikkei here, I'm sort of looking at like this here in terms of, this is the same as the US markets, okay? So roughly, and the same as some of the other markets. So we've got wave 3 here, looking at an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here. So that this move, out of all the markets, you know, the Australian market's got a small dent in here. The US markets is a little bit tricky to count up, but all the markets around the world, we've really pretty much got this as the B wave top here, and we're looking for the C wave to move down. Some markets, like the Indian market, the Nifty has moved right down here already lower. Other markets haven't. Yeah, so this is sort of how we're looking at this at the moment. I may have to sort of tweak the intraday count here. So so from the top of wave B here, I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. What I've done here is I've brought that count in line with some of the other Asian markets, like the Australian market. So look, all I expect here is a move down below the 22,000 here, and then the wave 2 bounce here. It's possible to have, if I look at this with the US market, to have this wave 2 over here. It's something that I need to go back. I really need to sort of, I got problems within this space here with this, but if I take that as 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, that fits nicely for a third wave in here. So I have to go back and check all of this, but it came back up to our target area, which is what I was looking at, but the US has that there as wave 2 now, but it really hasn't pulled up that far for that. I don't have 5 waves down here yet, so it still could be an A wave and a B wave and a C wave at this point, but I'm happy with this count as we've got it here so far. I haven't updated the hourly chart, so I'll just go straight to India on this one. And with India here, this is pretty much what we've got for the Australian market as well, the wave 4 here. So the thing about this is that we've got a very clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. That pretty much goes without saying. So then we've got wave 1 and 2 here. And that being the case, then we have to make all of this wave 3 here. And with wave 3 to wave 4 here, we're looking for it to pull back to the 38.2%. Yeah, we're there, and that market's moved down lower from that point. So we're on trend here. The other point too is that with the trend channels here, the wave 4 normally tends to break the trend channel, so it's done that. It's always a bit of a sucker play, so we've got to be mindful of that. So yeah, so all in all, this market should find its way lower now into this space down here at 10,000 in this area. All right, I spent a bit of time on the Australian and the Chinese today, so a bit short of time on the other ones, but yeah, pretty much covered it there. Yeah, all right, cheers.